Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Josh from SOS Airsoft. It's been a while since I've posted. Um, so to break down what I'm about to tell you is the last video that I posted. I believe I said that I was building something. Um, I think it was because I did a review on a pistol or something like that. Now I know that you guys like reviews and stuff like that. That's what I mainly do on the channel anyways. Um, but I got something that might interest y'all. I was gonna show y'all number one on what's going on. Because number one, I'll show you the platform what I used, every other thing that I used for this build. I was talking to you guys about the TK45, and this is what it became. Okay, this is the TK45, made by KDWA. I got it HPA tapped. This thing is a beast. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you everything that it took me to practically rebuild the whole entire thing and make it shoot really nice and consistent. The troubleshooting issues that I had to go through and the pains that it took to finally make this gun what it is today. But yeah, let me start walking you through on, on how I did it. Alright, here, let me just log out my account real quick. Okay, so I can start feeding you all the information. The first thing you want to do is you want to look up TK45, and this will show up on evac. I went through Hopup and I got everything, which if you don't know what Hopup is, it's basically a trading site / buying site only for airsoft, and that's where I got everything that I wanted. But also, I will also be giving you guys a full price overview on how much it took to make this build. Okay. Alright, so this is what I got. Alright, I got the Tekken, the TK45, not the Ronin. Actually, wait, I actually might have gotten the, yeah, this was the Ronin. Whoops. Actually, wait a minute. No, yep, this was the package. My bad. Just been a while. Okay, so in the package, basically, it comes with your mag, everything like this, shit like that. But here's the thing about the TK45 Ronin series, or Tekken, right? You in the back of this buffer tube right here, there's almost like a realistic blowback. All right, so it kind of has like this steel rod that has two percussion tubes on each side, and when it fires, they both rattle, so it makes that realistic, shake when you actually fire the thing, which is kind of cool. But the guy who I bought it from before, the wires were all messed up. I had to fix a lot of things on this, and at one point I just said, screw it, I'm gonna switch to HPA. So that's what I did. Alright, now TK45, don't get me wrong, it's a great gun already, but the thing is heavy. This whole entire upper receiver is all metal, stock is metal, everything is metal. Well, the stock isn't metal, it's plastic. Lower is all plastic. It's like practically the whole thing is made of metal, and it's kind of heavy. Alright. Second thing that I put on there was my trace unit. I just bought, I bought this thing a while ago. I bought this one, the Ace Tech Mini. Alright, I bought this thing for 69 bucks, bro. This thing will last you a hot minute, bro, I swear. I put this on my pistols and I run it on this. Runs greatly, runs smoothly, I like it, and it makes the whole build look clean at the end of the day. I also throw on a random flashlight that I got from one of my buddies, but overall, like, if you get a trace unit and a flashlight, you're good to go. Because that way, if you're running, depending on what you like to run, me personally, I run SpeakyB, but other people are running Muslims and stuff, you need to get into a dark area, you can still use a flashlight. You can also blind people with a flashlight. It's a better advantage on your side. Alright, and then here's the other thing that I gotta say. If you want to get some quality parts, I would recommend, like for HPA, anything like that, I would recommend going through Airsoft Junkies. Airsoft Junkies makes quality ass parts, and they sell almost everything. Like, look at this. Like these grenades, they were out of stock for ages, man, and now they're back in stock. You can buy grenades from them, FCU batteries, guns, project builds, anything, units. They sell everything on this site, and usually it's all cut down to a perfect price. So what I would recommend is that first you gotta go to HPA. No, yeah, you gotta go HPA parts and tanks. Me personally, have a green speed trigger, so you can go to speed triggers on the site, and usually most of them are in stock. I got the flat ones. I have this one right here. This one's really nice. I like it. They sell them in every single color. You know, you can get the speed triggers that are tunable. You can get the max ones. You can get whatever the hell you want to, and it really does help at the end of the day. See, like the red ones are back in stock. Usually you don't see these anywhere, but they're back in stock on this site. So definitely, I would recommend going on a site to get something like that. For Polestar wise, if you want to get yourself player package or engines, player package just comes with everything that you need. Me personally, I got the Polestar F2, and that's what's in the TK45, and I'll break it apart to show you guys. Alright, $429.99. It's basically the Fusion engine. It is the Fusion engine, but without the gearbox shell. But yeah, that's what I got. And then the last thing that I put in there, relatively speaking, was, yeah, I put in the IGL, which is your line for your HPA unit. It's basically this, but mine's reinforced. But the last thing that I put in there was my inner barrel. Alright, now I had a few problems with my inner barrel. Alright, from before, it's non-type bore. So that means that, you know, your BB isn't going to fly that far, and it's not going to be that consistent. So I put in a type bore inner barrel. If I can find it, it should be through here. Yep. I went through Angel Customs. Alright. Angel Customs, they make a lot of good inner barrels. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I went for the, let me check through Angel Customs. No. Alright, let's just go through this one, right? So I think that I went through about, I would say 350. Yeah, I went through like about the 370 millimeter one. Alright. Now this is probably for a different gun, but me personally, this is what I used. 6.03, and I used this one because it was type bore, it was light, super nice, high quality. I loved it. Alright, the only problem that I had though was, you know, my Hopup. Alright, cannot put in, you know, a Max Pro. But here's the thing with KWA and rifles that they make, the Hopup is very specific. It'll say that it's M4 compatibility, but sadly it's not. You can only run things that KWA will like you to run. You can put F2s in there, you can put F1s, Jacks, Kytheras, whatever you want in there. But at the end of the day, you can't put in the parts that you really do want. Alright? Now I'll break it apart for you guys right now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright? So just to show you, like I wasn't lying. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my FCU and my battery that's in there, okay? Now, if you ever do get an HPA, that is completely normal. No shots will come out. See? Like, nothing will happen. It's basically just your battery reacting to it's the trigger hitting the trigger board, and that's what's making that sound, because it's making that connection between your FCU and your trigger board. Alright, so that's what you can tune, alright, through your FCU, and you can also tune it through your trigger to make it kind of, you know, shoot it way faster, and it's up to your speed. But yeah, let me kind of break it down for y'all and show you what I'm talking about. These are also the mags. You can get these for like $30 for 3 of them, man. These things are really cheap. I like them. I got 7 in a package when I first bought the rifle. So I'll talk to you guys about what really did happen when I bought this rifle. You know, what I was expecting, what I wasn't. So basically what happened was, a little bit ago, I wanted to get into, you know, HPA, because I saw, you know, I live in Buffalo, New York, and I see everyone goes to Hopup Battlegrounds, our local airsoft arena, and everyone's running HPA. These lines are sticking out. I'm like, these things are crazy cool. You know, I want to get into it. And first thing that I said to myself was, I said, I want the best of the best. All right, I want something that's gonna last me for a long time, and that I don't really have to worry about taking care of a lot. Not like AGs where you have to grease them up for, you know, a long ass time. But yeah, so I said, let's do an HPA build and let's see how it goes. First thing I saw was this, it was this TK45 version 3 gearbox and gun for sale on Hopup, and I was like, that's a snag. He was only selling it for $400, and it came with 7 TK mags. The TK45 itself, you know, horizontal or vertical foregrip, 2 front sights, a sight, and a pec box, and I was like, shit, it's not that bad. There was a few problems with it though, but at the end of the day, we fixed it. It was good to go. Alright, so let me show you this. Alright, this is my upper receiver. Alright, this is my rail, everything else, you know, it all looks the same. Alright, this is all metal, by the way. Alright, then let me show you my Hopup. Alright, now this is the cool thing about the TKs. Alright, look, I don't know if you can see that, but right there, when I'm pressing on, that's the plate. That's what stops your actual Hopup from moving. That's what makes it so consistent. So you take out this little plastic piece, and then here slides out your Hopup and inner barrel assembly. Okay, this is mine. Okay, this is the original Hopup that was on there. I had to get once replaced because mine was pretty garbage. But original Hopup rubber, because you can't, like for the nozzle and for your bucking, you can't even use different ones. It has to be one specific for it. But yeah, here it is. Actually, I was a little bit wrong. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try to put it in there a little bit more. It says basically 285 millimeters. That's what I run. You know, I make it nice and short, but still it has that range. But yeah, I run very shorter type of barrel setups because since I'm indoors, I don't really have to worry about long distance. But still, with it being HPA, it still can shoot that distance whatever I really want, you know? So, this was my upper, and I love it. It also comes with that flashlight like I was talking about. I have a pressure switch on it. Has about 4 different settings. The brightness. I love this thing. Alright. Then, here's the unit itself, okay? And like I said, I wasn't lying. Alright, so here's the charging handle. Charging handle on the version 3 gearboxes. They stick to the gearbox, okay? So you don't have to really worry about taking out your charging handle or replacing it anyway, because it all fits in the same way, which is kind of nice. With the F2, it sits very clean in there, but here's the only problem though. If you're not good at working with HPA like I was, I mean, when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. Alright, I broke apart the gearbox, I was ready to go, which I'm not going to do that in this video because there's I can't, like, I don't want to fuck it up anymore, okay? This thing took way too long to put in the gearbox because we had to Dremel out, like with a drill, every place that was within it, like every single part that was needed for the original gearbox. We had to Dremel it out completely so that this thing could fit very flush and very nice. But I'll show you guys on what I mean by basically the F2 is worth it. Alright, so here's my tank. This is my tank right here. This is what I run at both battlegrounds or at any field. It's a 68 cubic inch by 4500, I believe. Yeah, by 4500 psi. See, all right. This is my tank. It's carbon fiber. I love this thing. It comes with. I bought a red line regulator for it. These things are really nice. I'd recommend Ninja tanks or HK Army tanks. I got an HK Army tank because I needed to save that money. I wasn't trying to get that Ninja tank. That's gonna cost me $300. I bought this thing for $160 on Amazon, man. It's around that price. I'll probably link it in the description below. But yeah, this is what I got. I'll put in a few fire shots so you can hear what I'm talking about. Let me just mount this up right here. Alright, so alright. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so it's on safe right now. Oh, also here's the other thing about the F2. You have to tune your trigger the right way. If you tune it the right way, you can still have your safety feature. If you tune it the wrong way, you can have semi, and then full auto. But either way, with your FCU, you can kind of tune that either way. You can have, semi as your safe, and then 3-round burst, and then full auto. It's just really up to you. But here is my semi. Nice, right? Then here's full auto. Alright. Now that's nice, right? It's really nice. Now I run my tank at about 120 psi. So if you go out of 4500, yes, it's going to be going down a lot quicker, but you're going to get more consistent and more range. Now that's the only problem. People talk and they say, oh yeah, you don't want to be running your tank that high because it could possibly explode, like with your unit. And I call that on bullshit. It just depends on what you like to run it at. If you run the thing at 200, then it might failure, then it might possibly explode. But right now I like it at 120. I used to run it at 80 and the bullets would usually just drop a little bit sooner, but now this thing can shoot up to about 400 feet, which is amazing, and I honestly like it better the way that it shoots now. But yeah, when I throw on my upper receiver, I'll show you the difference. Really, there is a sound difference for sure. But here, I'll actually show you guys something else. Alright, so with the FCU, so when you take off, your stock and you have your FCU out, this is the FCU. Now, let me put this thing on safety so I don't shoot myself in the dick. Whoops. Here is the FCU. I don't know if you guys can really see that. That's your FCU. That's what controls your battery and everything else, your whole entire unit itself. Now, if you fuck this up, you are screwed. Alright, buying a new FCU is pretty cheap. It's $25, but you can do a lot of cool things with this thing. Okay, so if you basically, there's something called FCFE, which is that's a fusion engine. Alright, and then there's the F1 feature. The F1 feature is technically a lower feature, but it's the fusion engine. They kind of messed it up on mine. But alright, so here's the difference, right? Hold up. Let me just lightly forgot to click it. Here's the fusion engine feature, okay? Which this is not the fusion engine. As you can see, it's a lot more crisper shots. But at the end of the day, you can't really run that with it unless you have, you know, your fusion with you. But at the end of the day, I love my F2. You know, it took me about a month to fully figure out on how I was gonna build it. I didn't go through any company. I just went through a few of my friends that play airsoft and stuff like that. We figured it out pretty simply, but we definitely did waste a little bit more money than expecting, and we definitely did buy parts that we didn't really need. But at the end of the day, that's just the learning curve that goes through building something like this. Because at the end of the day, I didn't really want to waste about fucking $100 to $200 to have someone to do it for me when I could do it myself. There's many build videos out there. So, you know, I just said screw it, I'm gonna build it myself and we'll just see how it goes. Which it did go well. And this thing shoots amazingly, you know, really does. Alright, let me just snap this into place real quick. And then I'll fire a few shots through it. Alrighty. Then, listen. I just need to find that bolt. Alright. So now since it's back together, see, same sound, FCU, great, alright. And then here is the sound that it makes with it just on its F2 setting or fusion engine setting, compared to F1 or fusion engine by itself. It's still kind of loud, but really consistent and lightened by shot. Alright, now I like that better because that means when I'm indoor, you know, yeah, people will hear it, but it's not that bad compared to, you know, if I take my suppressor off or my tracer unit off, and it's going to be a lot more snappier. It's going to sound, you know, it's going to sound a lot more, you know, open. I want it more concealed so that people don't really know where I am. But honestly speaking, the way that I set mine up, it's really up to your preference. You know, I like it because I get bigger battery space in the back. You know, it's a lot more of a workout technically, I mean, because, you know, when you're running and gunning, like, well, with me personally, like, when I'm running, you know, I run like this. I literally run as close as I can to my face and as fast that I can as possible. But the setup that I have fits my personality. It could, whatever you do with yours, you know, you can figure it out. But I would say do your research. Number one, do it before you even do any type of build for any airsoft or for, you know, any type of gun that you're doing. M4 compatibility, you're fine. It'll be easy to drop it in. You'll be straight. But for more advanced guns like the TKs and all the other KDVA series guns, I would just give precaution to do your research and really know what you're getting yourself into. Because if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, then one or the other, you're probably gonna take about like 4 months on a project build, and you're gonna be wasting all of your money, and you're not even gonna know what you're gonna get out of it at the end. Now, if you did want to, if you don't, let me just put it this way. Alright, if you don't know what you're doing and you want to do a build, you can hit me up on my social media and I'll reply to you, and you know, I'll put you with the team with basically the people that I've done HPA builds with, and high kappa builds, and any build. You can even talk to me about high kappa builds. I do them all the time. You know, I'm even working on this one build right now, and I can show you guys, you know, after I finish talking about this, that it takes time, it takes experience, and it takes a learning curve for sure. You know, you're not gonna get into this, you know, the building or customization of airsoft until you really do know what you want. All right, that's when research really comes into play. Now, when I first built my first 3 high kappas, well, my first one, I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I would take it apart, reassemble it, take it apart, reassemble it, you know, go back and forth, see what the parts were, see what the functionality were. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes I'd get confused, sometimes the parts would break, sometimes I had to buy new parts, sometimes I'd be wasting more money. But really, relatively speaking, you just gotta kind of find that sweet spot that you like working into. You know, it could be Glocks, you know. I'm doing a Glock build pretty soon. Here, I'll show you. This is the Glock build that I'm doing right now. Alright, I'm gonna build it off of a G17 Gen 4. I'm gonna put on this Glock 34 Gen 4 slide that works for the Glock 17. Advanced magwell, speed trigger, another base plate for Glock 17 mag, shockproof matrix mini red dot, a lighter BT, and a Meta enhanced recoil rod and spring. I also have a maple leaf Hopup for it and everything like that. I already bought it already, so it's good to go. But for right now speaking, I think that if you're willing to build one of these things, one of these high pressured rifles, really just do your research at the end of the day. And that's basically it, guys. I mean, you know, I've taken a break from YouTube. You know, I don't really post that much. But when something comes up, I'll post about it because I want you guys to know what you have to do to kind of channel yourself into liking what you want, or kind of doing what you like to make one of these. So yeah, at the end of the day, just like and subscribe and let me know at the end of the day. You know, if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments or hit me up on my Instagram. This will be linked in the description below. Thanks, guys, and have a nice rest of your day.